If he hurt himself, I'd go get bandages. If he was sick, I'd go get soup. Needed a ride to the doctor, I took him.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Grizzly True Crime. My name is Grizzly K, and today we are looking at this case out of California. And of course, as always, I've got a presentation for you. So I don't know if you've ever heard of this case. I've been down quite the rabbit hole looking at this case, and I just found it quite interesting. So I thought let's just talk about this one today. Okay, so on December 31st, 2020, a 64-year-old butterfly farm and nursery owner, Tom Merriman, in Solana Beach, California, had no idea that the end of the year was really the end of his life. His autopsy listed his official cause of death as acute zolpidem, otherwise known as Ambien intoxication. But based on evidence surrounding his death, it was evident that he had been strangled and suffocated. So at that point, let me say this content is for adults only. This is a true crime channel. Thank you so much for being here. If you're brand new here, welcome. I hope that you will consider subscribing and hitting the bell so that you don't miss my next live stream or upload or premiere or whatever I've got for you. I've always got something for you. So yes. Okay. So let's carry on. Right? Now, his body was found under a pile of trash in his own driveway. And his stepdaughter, at the time 37-year-old interior designer Jade Janks, who had taken it upon herself to care for him following a recent fall that required hospitalization, seemed unaware of his plight. But her text messages would reveal that something far more sinister had taken place. Let's find out what and why. Rob's here already. Red flag, right? Red flag, everyone. Okay, so hold on one second here. Let's carry on. Now, Jade Janks was born on October 14th, 1983 in California. Jade's parents, Jenny and Steve, got divorced when Jade was 10 years old. They shared custody of Jade, so she still got to spend lots of time with her dad, who worked in a construction company, and she stayed close to him throughout her life. When Jade was 11 years old in 1994, her mother married a man named Tom Merriman, who's the victim in this case. And soon enough, Jade had a half-brother, Cash. By 2008, Janie, her mom, got divorced for the second time after suffering multiple domestic abuse incidents, which is why I've got the purple ribbon there. Yesterday, we looked at some updates in Gabby Petito's case, which is also a DV awareness case. So here, Tom Merriman was married to Jade's mother, and the mother divorced him because of multiple domestic abuse incidents and threatening divorce multiple times throughout the relationship. If that is true, which I'm not doubting if it's true, but if it is, then I'm glad that it didn't escalate, as we see in true crime cases, that she was able to get away safely. Family was important to Jade, so she made sure to stay connected to her dad, stepdad, and Cash. Okay. Jade studied at San Diego's Mesa College and also worked part-time for her dad's construction company. Tom, that's her stepdad, opened up a non-profit butterfly farm and nursery in 2013 with his friend Pat Flanagan, which the Encinitas community loved. She had a few jobs as she worked her way up the ladder, including being a project engineer, a sales manager, and jobs like that, right? Eventually, Jade decided that she wanted to pursue being an interior designer full-time. starting her own company in 2018 called Jade Janks Interiors. And if I show you here quickly, this is the website for Jade Janks Interiors. It's still up. I wonder if there's any angry potential clients out there saying, "Hey, you didn't get back to me." Oh dear. She's in prison now, people. She's in prison now. Okay. So, right on Josephine says, I graduated from Mesa. Okay. So, this is the website. I'm not going to go through everything here, but this is the one that she had launched, Jade Janks Interiors. All right. So, moving on here, let's go like this. She also loved to travel and made sure that she spoiled herself and experienced the best life that she possibly could, eating at great restaurants, buying high quality clothing, and continuing to make her life a success. Stefan says, nice kitchen. Papa Bear says, DV on her mom and Jade stayed close to him. It sounds bizarre and concerning. It really does, right? And with this case, I've got a lot of mixed feelings about it, which is why I thought we can discuss it here on a live stream and be like, what do you guys think about it, right? Okay. Van said, designing the fanciest cell interiors, right? Thank you, Princess Skywalker. Okay. So, right, she made her own company in 2018. And she also loved to travel, and she was buying not designer clothes, but they say very good quality clothing and just, going to nice restaurants and all that kind of stuff. So we go on, right? This is what I just showed you. So I'm just showing you another example. That would be her there, where she says, avoid costly mistakes. And yeah, I wish she took her own advice. Don't kill people. How about that? Little update on the board. Don't murder people. Okay. So moving on. So Tom, her stepdad, was said to have struggled with alcoholism and an addiction to sleeping pill, and there was at least one other struggle that nobody knew about. He had collected, now bear in mind that this is according to Jade's testimony. Okay, I have not watched the whole trial. She's already been sentenced to life in prison with parole, the possibility of parole after 25 years. Okay, so we're going to get to that. But the point is, she says that he had more than 100 nude pictures of her on his laptop and that he had carefully categorized them in folders labeled by body parts. She also said in her testimonies that he had abused her as a kid already. So, okay, but then when I saw investigators on the stand, all I've seen them say is one photo. So now I'm not sure if it's one photo, the screensaver, or if there really were like 100 pictures. If you guys watched the trial and let me know. Because I was trying everywhere to find what's the proof that there was at least 100 pictures. Because some of the stuff in this case, I'm like, Oh my goodness. Thank you. Pookie Madoodle. Texas State of Mind. Oh no, that's so sweet. You say happy day before your birthday. Sorry, Texas Horse Rescue, and I've missed your live stream. Our rescue got devastated. Okay, I'm so sorry. Oh my word. We wore Grizzly shirts for Fox News, but it was too dark. But we tried. Oh my word. Thank you so much. That is so sweet, and thank you. Yes, you guys. Tomorrow, I'm 1 year older. Yes, indeed. Tomorrow's my birthday. It's actually almost my birthday now because it's already 20 to 11 my time. You can see why I'm up here late with you guys. I'm like, ooh, let's talk true crime. Okay. So now we go back, right? He had collected more than 100 nude pictures of his stepdaughter since she was 16 years old and carefully categorized them in folders labeled by body parts. Some photos were cropped and enlarged, and one of her breasts was selected as his computer's screensaver. In December 2020, Tom had suffered a terrible fall, which landed him in the hospital. Now, Jade, who was already living next door, had taken on the role of his caretaker, and she decided to help clean his apartment in the time that he was at the hospital. Okay, so now she went to clean the apartment, and on December 23rd, she was there. And while she was wiping down his desk, she bumped the mouse and then the screen activated. Thank you, everyone, for the birthday wishes. You're so sweet. Okay, so this would be Tom Merriman. I just made this little picture. This is him with his butterfly farm and nursery. The community loved it. Okay, carrying on. Sorry, the butterfly's gone for a while. And I'm looking at all your birthday messages. Thank you so much. There we go. Okay, at first, now when she bumped the mouse, she looked at the screen and she's like, "What in the hell is that?" It's a boob. Okay. But at first, okay, she was taken aback at what she saw, glancing awkwardly at the floor, but somehow she knew there was something very wrong. She could feel it in her gut. She looked again, scanning the screen, seeing the zoomed in shot of breasts with a distinct beauty mark. The same one that she had, that was her. Now, I put this picture here because you can actually see the beauty spot right there on her chest. So when she saw that, she's like, "Oh my word, these are pictures of me." The screensaver, too. Rob, thank you so much for that $20 super sticker. Happy early birthday, Grizzly. Thank you so much. Right? Now, in a panic, she began to search his computer, finding files with her name on them, her body parts labeled, some from when she was just 16 years old. She also realized that some were photos that she sent to her boyfriend, and it's not clear how Tom had gotten his hands on those. So I don't know if it would be, that she'd emailed it and he had access to the email address, or, if there's passwords on the computer. I'm not sure how he got hold of those. Run the world. Thank you so much. Happy birthday. Pisces are the best, by the way. I could see the butterfly farm. Wow, from your front yard. And it's still running? Okay. Thank you, Margaret. Oh, my word. I will definitely have to record an episode without the interruptions. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. I share a birthday with your daughter. Okay. Okay. So, seeing his collection made her feel as if she couldn't even touch her own skin. That's how she described it. She couldn't even ever touch her own skin again. She felt sick, dirty, humiliated, and as the rage bubbled up, she pushed it back down. But it wouldn't stay there for long. It had already manifested into a plan. Thank you, Susan O. Okay, so Alexander, wait, I'm going to get back to you. Oh, it's because I've got all this background stuff. It takes so long. Alexander says she connected her phone to his computer. She set him up 100%, in my opinion. I wonder about that. Thank you so much, Dana Bullbrook. Now, she would pick Tom up from the hospital and make sure that he took just a few more pills than usual. That with his usual whiskey on New Year's Eve would never even raise any suspicion. That was her cunning plan. And based on Tom's autopsy, it may not have. But her text messages and where his body was found would make it clear that this was no accident. They also found red rope in the car and hand towels that had been tied together, like white hand towels that had been tied together to make something like a rope. Oh my word. A string of hand towels. That's pretty odd, right? In the car. Lex Luck says, "We love you." Thank you so much. So it's just interesting that his autopsy just says that it's an overdose of Ambien. And they didn't say about the strangulation and stuff like that. But okay, moving on. Now, we carry on. So her text messages and where his body was found would make it clear this was no accident. Jade had enlisted the help of a fixer. Now, I hadn't really heard of a fixer before. A fixer. I was like, what's a fixer? So today I'm like looking at all that. Oh, a fixer. Okay, someone to help you out here. MN Mom. Happy birthday, Gisela. I hope you have a birthday as amazing as you are. Oh, thank you so much. Hope I don't miss any. If I do, I promise I'll read them all afterwards. So Jade enlisted the help of a fixer. At her trial, Jade said that she understood that he worked in security and she wanted his protection when she confronted Tom about the pictures that she had found. On December 31st, Jade went to pick Tom up from the hospital. Remember, she found the photos on December 23rd. So now on December 31st, 2020, she went to pick Tom up from the hospital and she texted the fixer on the way home. And she said, I just dosed the hell out of him. Before she stopped at a shopping center to buy items, that's the red rope and the hand towels and things, that investigators believe were used to kill Tom with. The fixer was busy and decided to send a friend of his over to help Jade confront Tom. When he arrived, Jade told him, I want you to strangle him and then bring him into the house. I'll take care of the rest. The man backed out of the plan, realizing that this was more than just a confrontation with some backup. She also texted other friends saying, and wait till you see these texts. Shannon Milligan, happiest of birthdays from me and my BFF Linz. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, poetry positives. Like, what items, I wonder? I wonder what all the items were. I know there was red rope. I know that there were 3 white hand towels tied together. And there was also a bag that apparently she'd put over his head. I'm like, oh my word. Okay, so now look at the text. This is really where she pucked up. The text messages she had sent. Wow, she said, he's waking, and to various friends, okay? He's waking up. I really don't want to be the one to do this. I can't carry him alone and I can't keep a kicking body in my trunk. I'm about to club him on the head as he's waking up. I'm not strong enough. He's very aware now and I'm on my own. Oh, my word. And there, I put a red rope picture in the background. So we can remember there was red rope. So apparently, what they believe she did was, yes, drug him. Like, here's a whiskey and lots of medication when he just came back from the hospital, too. And then put a bag over his head and use the red rope. And then just left him in the car for a bit. We're going to get into that as well. Artemis, it's so nice to see you. Thank you. Happy birthday, G. Enjoy your red velvet cake. And is that one of your new tops? Yes, I saw people asking. This is the one Lizelle got for me. Yes. And thank you. I've already had some red velvet cake. I did. And Kim says, my birthday's tomorrow too. Lol. That's awesome. We share a birthday. So Jade then texted another friend. This is the friend. This is a picture of him. Super cool dude. Look at him. Okay. She texted this guy, Adam. I don't want to say his surname wrong. Sipliak. Okay. And when he came over, she told him that she needed help to get Tom back inside the house because he was high on pills. The lead detective said that Jade told Adam that she had suffocated him with a bag and choked him after giving him a bunch of drugs. Adam noticed Tom slumped over in his car and his gut told him not to get involved. He had a son to raise. I like that specification. If he didn't have a son to raise, would he have helped her? But he's like, whoa, I've got a son to raise. I got to go. He left and called the police the following day. I wish he called the police immediately, right? But okay, the following day, saying that a welfare check needed to be done at Tom's house. Thank you, Teresa. So that is a picture of the house and the car and the friend that was like, I gotta go. So Jade could not move Tom's body very far, so she dragged him out of the car and covered his body with trash. I don't know what her plan was here. Honestly, I don't get it. So she dragged him out of the car, couldn't move him very far, and then started covering his body with boxes and trash, leaving him in the driveway. She really wanted to get his body into his house and into his bed so that it would look like he died from an overdose, but she just could not do it alone, and no one seemed willing to help her. The next day, she moved the car over to his house. So the car was at her house. Okay. And her story is that she left Tom in the car because by now she was used to him falling asleep in the car after being intoxicated. And she'd left him there several times in the preceding weeks. Thank you, Anna Sweden. Caroline says, sometimes people need and deserve extra legal killing and it happens. This is the meta law at work. The guy needed killing and the law. That's what these are the mixed feelings I have. I'm like, interesting, right? But then the San Diego Sheriff's Department contacted Janks and looked for Merriman, but they couldn't find him anywhere in his home or her residence. As they were finishing their search of the premises, detectives looked under a pile of trash in Merriman's driveway and found his body buried underneath it. Okay, so it's just like piles of trash in the driveway because she thought neighbors won't think that that's suspicious. She couldn't move the body. She'd actually tried to move him in a wheelchair, and she couldn't do it. His body slipped off the wheelchair and fell in the driveway. And she's like, okay, time for plan B. Just gonna pile some trash on. What? Can you believe it? Now, on January 1st, that was January 1st, 2021. Jade went to check on Tom's body because, it was New Year's Eve when this happened. She went to check on Tom's body. It was cold to the touch. She was scared to call 911 and worried that they would think that she killed him. In a panic, she tried to get him onto a wheelchair, but his body fell into the driveway. To conceal him from neighbors, she started piling empty boxes and other debris onto him. And then she decided to take a drive. And soon enough, the police had pulled her over because, the Adam guy said go there for a welfare check. They were looking for her, for him. They eventually found his body under the trash. They were looking for her. They pulled her over. And then she texted the fixer and said, lose my number. I'm getting pulled over. The police said that Jade was calm when she was arrested and she was charged with Tom's murder. She pleaded not guilty. Now, Jade Janks, 39, was found guilty by a visited jury of first-degree murder of Tom Merriman. On Monday, this past Monday, March 7th, am I right in that? Maybe it was March 6th. Jade was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 25 years, which would be like 2048. Regarding the days surrounding Merriman's death, Janks said, I'm sorry, I didn't act the way I was supposed to that day. I think about it every day since. Okay. So we're going to look at some clips. But let me first see what you guys think about this. I'm wondering if there really were 100 or more pictures, or if there was the one picture. I know that some people, I've seen some chatter online, and like some people think, like did she set him up in some way? Were all those pictures there? Some people think she's even more sus than we think. Well, others think, that this was long-term abuse, and eventually, when she saw the pictures, she felt just so violated and just couldn't deal with it, and this was her solution. It's an interesting one. Of course, he is a victim of murder, so gotta consider that. I just really want to boost this. We're going to do Grizzly boost quickly here, and I'll show you a clip of her. This clip is from 2 months ago from the trial.
He'll call me one day, say, let's do dinner on Tuesday next week.
Jade Janks testified she used to have a loving relationship with her stepfather.
You see, she says she had a loving relationship with him. Papa Bear saying, did you say there was essay from him with her when she was younger? She talks about inappropriate touching, and she talks about coercion and things, but I'm not 100% sure if there's essay from him. You know what I mean? Not 100% sure. Vanderchip says, premeditated boob placement. I know, right?
Tom Merriman when she was in her 20s, but then they drifted apart. Then in 2020, she moved in next door to him on Nardo Avenue in Solana Beach.
I've
Let me just make it full screen for you guys.
always been a caretaker for Mr. Merriman. So,
what does that mean?
anytime something would go wrong, when we lived together before, and then after I moved there, if he hurt himself, I'd go get bandages.
Okay, so she's confirming her role as a caretaker. Also, thank you, Priya Patel says there was over 100 pics. I watched the trial. Thank you for confirming that, because I've seen different little clips and things. I've not watched the whole trial. You guys know me, attention span with trials. I'm just like, whoa, so many hours. But yes, I wasn't sure if it was confirmed. But Priya Patel says she watched the whole trial and there were over 100 pics. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So that's pretty shady. Thank you, PT. I really appreciate it.
If he was sick, I'd go get soup. Needed a ride to the doctor, I took him.
Under questioning by her defense attorney, she testified Merriman took a number of medications, including sleeping pills.
Did you share medication?
I have, yes.
When I say share medication, I mean with Mr. Merriman?
Yes. Most of the time it was, he'd ask me for a medication, or I'd tell him to try something. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I mean, in some ways, I almost feel bad for her, but of course, murder is never the answer. If there were these 100 pictures, if he did abuse her since she was a teenager, and we don't know from what age, this is almost like Stockholm syndrome because she moved next door and she went into this caretaker role. I do also wonder, I see a lot of you asking, well, where's her mom? What does her mom say? I don't know. I would love to see. I've only just started looking into this case like today, and I've been in this rabbit hole. Just I came across it. I'm like, wait, what is going on here? What is happening, right? So I would love to know, like, what does her mom say? Yes. That's the thing, right? And Joseph says, oh, dang. And it was all sorted into body part folders. He took his time and really enjoyed his collection. It sounds like it.
Did you ever use any of his medications?
No.
In late December, prosecutors alleged Janks was cleaning up her stepfather's house and found naked photos of herself on his computer. Prosecutors showed the jury a series of text messages between Jade and a friend. In one message on the morning of New Year's Eve, Janks allegedly texted the friend, quote, "I just dosed the hell out of him." Deputies found Merriman's body.
I think, yeah, the texts were really what got her in this case, because there was, if she had seen the pictures and reacted, that's already an interesting one, right? But to wait so many days, it's about a week or so, and plan this and get the fixer and text friends and be like, I'm gonna hit him over the head, and then she strangled him and choked him and all that. It's quite something.
Under a pile of trash next to the garage on January 2nd, 2021. An autopsy found he died from acute intoxication from sleeping pills. On the witness stand, Janks claimed she had seen Merriman intoxicated in the past.
I couldn't understand anything he was saying. There was no conversation. He couldn't hear me. So I told him when he'd sobered up, just not to come over that messed up, because there's no point.
I don't know if she's smiling because she's feeling anxious or awkward, but she's smiling quite a bit. Right? Wait, I just want to see. Here's the closing. Are these the closing arguments? Wait. Closing arguments. Okay, let's see this one quickly.
64 years old.
No, we need the boost. It's way too low. I just have to turn it off and turn it back on. Hold on. Okay.
A real person.
The deputy district attorney began closing arguments by telling the jury Jade Janks made a plan to murder her stepfather after finding nude photos of herself on his computer in December 2020.
The plan is to drug him, suffocate him, and strangle him to death.
Papa Bear says her effect is off, right? There's something a little strange about this case. Stefan says if there were so many photos in different folders labeled with body parts, that doesn't look like a setup, right? That too. Mark says premeditated. Where the wind blows says she was stewing.
The prosecution claims after picking Tom Merriman up from the hospital, Janks bought him whiskey and gave him sleeping pills until he passed out before suffocating him.
She puts on a glove on her left hand, glove on her right hand, hands on Tom's neck, and just squeezes the life out of him.
The case hinges on a series of
What about the rope, though?
text messages Janks sent. One of them read, "I just dosed the hell out of him." Later, Janks admitted she dumped his body by his house underneath a pile of trash and did not tell police.
Is it reasonable she didn't plan it, given the text messages? Is it reasonable?
No, she planned it. Those text messages, yeah, for that week she was definitely planning it. Christina says, midnight, happy birthday, G. For me, it's still 11 p.m. I've still got an hour to go. But thank you so much.
That she didn't dose him when she said, I dosed him.
Then came the defense attorney, who again mentioned the hundreds of nude photos found by Janks.
So imagine just for a second what that's like. Imagine what is going through your mind when you see that, the devastation, the betrayal.
He argued Merriman overdosed by his own accord.
And we can see, you know, all of us can understand the devastation, the betrayal, how you would feel in that situation, but still, can't murder people. Don't do that. Confront him. I mean, if initial plan sounded okay, like get a fixer, okay, to help me confront this man, which shows maybe she's got some fear. So there's that. But wow, that really escalated quickly, huh?
So he was a prescription drug abuser. He was an alcoholic. He had heart problems. I mean, he was a mess.
During more than an hour of closing arguments, the defense only mentioned the text messages once.
There's no evidence whatsoever.
Besides the text messages, those are pretty damning. Those messages. She admitted to at least 2 friends that she had killed him, and she'd asked some others to help her kill him. So, damn, there's a lot of evidence right there. Also, if you're just joining the stream now, thank you so much for being here. So, in this case, Jade has already been found guilty. She's been sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 25 years. Okay. So we've got that.
There's texts which are all subject to interpretation, which all go either way.
And argued there was no evidence to support a murder conviction.
So they want you to believe that this woman, Jade Janks, stood over her stepfather, grabbed him by the throat, and strangled him.
Closing argument.
Oh my word! You see. There's so many facts alone. I forgot about this. So Artemis says, how did he get the pictures of her? Did he have her house rigged with cameras? That's the thing. I totally forgot about that. That wasn't in my presentation. Apparently, not only did he have the screensaver of her breasts, okay, with her beauty spot, which is she's like, wait, what? That's me. And then the folders it was all categorized by body parts and things like that, and zoomed in and cropped and all that, okay. But also, apparently, he had hidden a camera in her shower, I believe. Oh my word! When I heard that, I was like, "Sorry, what? Where? How?" And I wonder where, if it was when she was a teenager. That's scary. But there was a hidden camera somewhere. Yes.
Arguments will wrap up tomorrow morning with final.
Oh, sorry, it already wrapped up. I got to show you the next clip. Oh, not that one. This one.
Rebuttal from the.
Which is this one. Her reaction, my word. It was quite something. Alexander said, it's possible she had a mental health episode. That is possible too, I guess. Yeah, Charles said, this is such a complicated situation. OMG, I know, right?
Superior Court of the State of California for the County of San Diego, the people of the State of California plaintiff versus Jade Janks defendant. Case number SCN 420-772. Verdict.
Okay, wait for the verdict. I really think she thought, especially with the autopsy showing that he had an overdose and that he wasn't strangled or suffocated. That's interesting to me. I don't know why that is. I really thought I think that she really thought that she's gonna be let go, set free. Like, okay, the verdict is okay, not guilty, but anyway, we'll see it now. Also, happy birthday. I see there's some Grizzly that share birthdays with me. Jane, happy birthday to you. And there's a couple in chat who are sharing their birthday with me tomorrow. So that's pretty cool. And all the March birthday Grizzlies. Happy birthday to you.
Count 1, first-degree murder. We, the jury, in the above entitled cause, find the defendant, Jade Janks, guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187, subsection A, a felony, as charged in count 1 of the amended information, and fix the degree thereof as murder in the first degree, dated today's date.
Look at her face. She's truly shocked.
Sign the foreperson. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, was this and is this your verdict as read?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, does either side wish to have the jury polled?
No, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
All right, Madam Clerk, would you please poll the jury?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please answer with a yes or no, answer only. As to count one, first-degree murder, was this and is this your verdict is read? Juror number 1,
Yes.
number 2,
Yes.
number 3,
Yes.
number 4,
Yes.
number
You can just hear it, yes, yes. And you must see her breathing and everything. She's so freaked out now. I don't think she was expecting that at all. Thank you so much, Nicole Hyman. Happy birthday to you. Go see. Oh no. Hola bola. Where did I share that? Was that on Twitter, right? Oh man. Thank you so much.
5,
Yes.
number 6,
Yes.
number 7,
Yes.
number 8,
Yes.
number 9,
Yes.
number 10,
Yes.
number 11,
Yes.
number 12.
Yes.
Your Honor, I record 12 affirmative responses.
All right, Madam Clerk, please record the verdict.
So recorded, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive reading of the verdict as recorded?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Superior case.
So let's do this. And then there's just this one. I forgot to show you the map, even though most of you will know where it is. But here in Solana Beach is where this happened. Solana Beach. It looks like a nice place. I don't know the exact house address. I don't want to show it. I'm just going to show it like this. Solana Beach. And the butterfly farm, I believe, was up here in Encinitas. Hope I'm saying that right too. 3.4 miles away. What a nice area. Oh my word. You guys know I love the beach, right? And I mean, hello, I'm Pisces. So, okay, let's look at this one where they say, woman convicted of murdering former stepfather over stash of her nude teenage photos expresses few regrets when sentenced for his murder. A California woman was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 25 years over the December 2020 strangulation murder of her former stepfather. A judge in San Diego ruled on Monday. Let's zoom in for you. During a sentencing hearing, she apologized only partially, but insisted the state and the victim's loved one have it all loved ones, okay, have it all wrong. Jade Janks, 39, a one-time in-demand interior designer, says she panicked when she left Thomas Merriman, 64, a Butterfly Sanctuary nonprofit co-founder, under a pile of trash in their shared driveway. During her sentencing, the defense was variously contrite and defiant, agreeable and accusatory, insisting that Janks was innocent of murder and determined to appeal the sentence while admitting fault for the way she handled the man's death. At the same time, each of the three people speaking for the defense referenced allegations that Merriman himself was guilty of an altogether different crime. She got first-degree murder. Police, prosecutors, and the defendant herself claim that Janks happened upon hundreds of nude photographs of herself on her ailing stepfather's computer while she was cleaning his house for him. For the state, those photographs, some of which she testified depicted consensual sexual activity with her boyfriend from years past, were motive enough for her to pick Merriman up from a medical facility, ply him with whiskey, and then wringing his neck and cutting off his oxygen supply, while also feeding him prescription drugs to make his death look like an accidental overdose. Whoa. Jurors accepted that narrative and convicted Janks of murder in the first degree last December. The defendant claims the disturbing photograph discovery was the reason that she failed to call authorities or anyone else about the dead man in her driveway. Instead, she covered his body with blankets and boxes. He was found by deputies on New Year's Day. Something happened on this evening, and it had a lot to do with her relationship with the victim, defense attorney Mark Carlos said, referring to the December 31st, 2020 revelation. There's a lot of trauma in Jade Janks' early life. We have outlined that in our sentencing memorandum to the court, right? There was some conduct between the victim and Miss Janks in her teens, early teens, as well as some incidents that occurred after that. And those were the factors that basically went into play on the evening that Mr. Merriman died. Miss Janks reacted in a way that was completely outside the way she would normally act, the defense attorney continued. She had, as the court's aware, she had family members that she could have called. She had lawyers that she could have called. There's all kinds of people she could have called. However, she panicked under this reaction to the trauma that she had. And as a result, she did things that made her appear to be complicit in the death of Mr. Merriman. The defendant's father later, so this is now her, okay, so her stepfather is the victim, right? But the defendant's father, her biological father, later referred to Merriman as a sick, perverted individual in a brief address to the court, calling his daughter's conviction an injustice that was not one on its merit, while vowing to fight for Janks's release during the appeals process. After rising and wiping her eyes with a tissue to address the court, the defendant was told to sit back down by the judge. Tom came into my life when I was just a little girl and exerted influence during that early stage of development when I was just figuring things out, Janks told the court. Unfortunately, that influence manifested itself into inappropriate touch, coercion, reckless behavior, and complete violation as what I now realize, years of psychological manipulation. All of this came crashing down on me when I noticed hundreds of naked photos of myself on his computer and felt shattered. I'm still picking up the pieces, and it's my sincerest hope that over the next few years I can put the pieces back and heal from this trauma. The soon-to-be inmate continued. Now she's an inmate. I'm sorry I didn't act the way I was supposed to. I think about it every day since. The convicted murderess went on to address the victim's family. I understand you hate me for what you believe I did to Tom, she said. However, there's a lot more than you will ever understand. Numerous victim impact statements left the condemned woman bawling as she listened to Merriman's family and friends repeatedly extol him as one of San Diego's leading lights. And that was hard to watch a little bit. Because if this is true, what he did, and from when she was a teenager and all that, wow. You see, I know he's a victim of murder, but the mixed feelings are just like, wow, if he did that, now everyone's saying he was amazing. He was a beacon of light. He's just like, I'm like, oh my word, this is so hectic to watch. I don't know how to feel about this. What do you guys think? So they say, I don't believe she murdered him for the reason she said she did. It's a killer's word against his, and he's not here to defend himself. The judge overseeing the case reserved judgment and was relatively taciturn in response to the dueling nature of the courtroom addresses. He remarked that in his opinion, the defense made an appropriate showing of provocation and mitigation that existed on behalf of Miss Janks, and that jurors were properly instructed on that evidence. Wait, I'm thinking now. Sorry, I'm looking at the ad and I'm like, wait, it's showing me these. We joked about this the other day, you guys, that they that these ads are going to show us Timberland boots. It's because of Ellen Greenberg's case. And we talked about Sam Goldberg going to gym in Timberland boots. And here, look here. I wasn't looking up dresses, okay? I don't know. They're trying to show me, ooh, it's springtime. But look at this. Timberland boots are there. Okay, jurors considered the provocation, the judge said. I think they considered the mitigation, and I think that the jury ultimately determined that it didn't justify Miss Janks's actions, and therefore they found her guilty of first-degree murder, and I do believe the evidence supported their conclusion. Okay. Teresa says you don't know the real character unless you live with him. Gefeliciteerd. Thank you, Janet. Thank you so much. That's how we say happy birthday in the Netherlands, you guys. Gefeliciteerd. I still say it like a total foreigner, right? Gefeliciteerd. Yes. I didn't see her mom at the trial. I saw her dad say things. I haven't seen that. I've got more to watch. Jeanette says, yeah, what he did was horrible to her. Wish she would have sued him. Yes. So I always try to find a lesson, right? So if something like that happens to you, yeah, firstly, murder is not the answer. If you feel all that rage and humiliation and everything, and it's super, super triggering, even after experiencing a whole lot of abuse, murder is not the answer. Be patient, get a lawyer, and sue the crap out of that person, right? Yes. Okay. Old Eggs and Pain says, Timberland boots for working out. I don't think so. I know we've still got Ellen Greenberg documents to go over and things like that. I'm still working through it. It's 240 or so pages that I've got. So I'm just picking out exactly what we're going to go through. Otherwise, we'll be there for hours, 11 hours. We know from Elliot Rogers' manifesto, that was 11 hours. So 141 pages. Yes. Okay, I'm just still reading your thoughts here quickly, and then we're going to call it a day. Let's just see, was there something else? Oh no, that was it. That's what I got for you. Yeah, that was it. Cherry or Sherry says, I don't feel sorry for him. He abused her over and over. Yes. Janice says, always try to take the upper hand. And if you guys don't know why we're talking about Timberlands, go check out the Ellen Greenberg episode that I've done so that you can get caught up there as well. And if you missed yesterday's live stream, we talked about Roberta Laundrie's letter to Brian Laundrie. No, my word. I'm sure I could add a second layer of snark about it because that was ridiculous. So go check that out if you missed that as well. Oh, thank you, Rob. It's my birthday shirt. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Really appreciate it. I'll see you again soon. Tomorrow's my birthday, so I'm probably going to be drinking coffee, eating cake, maybe getting outside, you know. If you are on Patreon, I'll probably post some photos there. And if you are a member, members or patrons, maybe I might film some things about what I'm doing on my birthday or something. There'll be something there. You know, I always share behind the scenes stuff with you guys. So thank you so much for all your support. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed today's case coverage. I'm looking forward to read your comments as well. What are your thoughts about this case? Mixed feelings or no? And I thank you, mods. Really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next one. And thank you so much to everyone for the super stickers and things like that. For everyone who sent coffees already, some of you know it's my birthday. So a whole bunch of people bought me coffees and sent PayPal. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. That's how I got like this beautiful shirt today. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. See you in the next one. Stay safe and happy birthday to everyone else whose birthday it is. And I will see you soon. Bye.